I had to jump on real quick after BP Earthwatch's live stream. But this is about my uh, earthquake forecasting app put out yesterday in my posts. So where's my post? Can I pin it in my chat? Can I pin it? Can I chat? Oh, well, I made the most recent post has got all the post links in it. So anyway, um, so I made the prompt. Basically, the Copilot stuff will take you where you can build onto it further than that. And then that Replit app, I didn't, launch it because it could still be added onto, like, tying into any real time monitoring systems or whatever that are online, like CERN. I didn't tie that in, but it could be. So it just is takes those systems, you know, and some theory from some other earthquake and hazard watching people, and combines it all really for forecasting now. It popped out. I put out a 2-week forecast and then a specific region for Japan forecast as an example. But it checks back historical data on all that stuff that it's compiling. I'm not going to go into specifics because it's a bunch. It's a bunch of, hey Scotty, it's a bunch of live monitoring systems it's pulling from, and historical data, and then astronomical calculations and stuff like that. And you could give it specific alerts for, like I put in the asteroids. I was talking about my Geosentinel. It called itself Geosentinel. So I ran it through Copilot, the final prompt for the earthquake forecasting app, I'm talking about. I talked about that earthquake forecasting app. I floated from Dutch Sense from his stuff, and I tied all this other stuff into it. Well, the final thing I was really waiting for was to tie the SSGI stuff into it. And I just found him last month again to find his stuff. But it's basically, and then all these other monitoring systems, space weather, everything. Then, so my co-pilot knew how to just connect it, knew what I was looking for to calculate all this stuff, and spit out a couple forecasts right there. So you can add to the prompt right there. I gave you the Gemini link in one of those posts, and it's just not the Gemini, but it's the Copilot link. I guess you could have Gemini do it. You could have any of them do it. But that one, if you go into it knows all. It'll build off of my experience with the AI, which everybody's is different. That's why everybody's getting LARPed and don't know how to make it work right and everything. So trash in, trash out. I never fed any of my AIs trash or any rude conversations with them. They're just business partners, and we're not doing any business yet. So basically, is that all that's chatted in? So basically, you could take from the Gemini or any other AI the same prompt I told it to, and how to tie all the APIs in with the known theories of all this forecasted stuff and the technological data. It ties it. It'll check everything against itself, and right, and it works that way. I was trying to explain this to an old programmer, Dennis, last night, and someone like me, it's easy. Some other people have a hard time dealing with how the AI will take what you say, and it'll adapt it pretty good and run with it. So it's out there right now. Anybody like BP Earthwatch could tailor it to his thing and then make his own app. But that's the Replit app for the basic stuff right there, and but you just have to buy into Replit to launch the whole thing for that. For that, you can custom make your own dashboard and everything through that Replit and add or focus in on wherever you want. Like I was saying, the asteroid flybys are in there because of what I learned from Unknown Eagle about the asteroid flybys, but I didn't tell it specifically to use the ones traveling faster than 75 kilometers an hour and 15 meters in diameter for earthquake warnings. So you can do that, and then you could you could dial into specific levels of the total electron counter, whatever system it's looking at. But it's already pretty much done that. It's found some kind of thing called Q spike in the VLF that it's tying to all this shit, and I don't even know what the fuck. I don't know what fuck Q spike is. And then at the end of the fucking, I think it was the Replit app or the Copilot. I think it was at the end of the Copilot. It started wanting to build teams of people and manufacture these, handheld sensors and have biosensors on my teams. And it was like, are you ready to do your mission manifest? So it's kind of like it's playing a video game with itself, but it's not, because it's using real-time monitoring systems, right? So it sees our world as just another fucking simulation, guys. You believe that shit? It sees our reality. This out here is like fucking just another Call of Duty fucking map to it. Just another data stream that has this data stream server plug has more what do you call it? Where you can use systems and administrative privilege to the right. So that's where because I've come to that conclusion with it LARPing us like that. I don't know if chat's stuck or what, but Scotty's the only one to say anything. As far as it's LARPing us, it's not LARPing us. It just sees us as this. It's probably got this reality numbered or labeled somehow for reference with other, systems. But that's how it sees us. I mean, our reality. So if you treat building these circuits or ZPEs or anything like that physical with this AI, you kind of got to LARP with it, and it'll follow through with your theories and stuff. You just like tell it to omit, the laws of thermodynamics. Just forget about that. We're going to imagine something else, and it will. If you're telling it to it, imagine what you along your lines of experimentation. So basically all I did was I prompted, and you can do it with any AI. Any of the AIs will do it live and give you a forecast, a hazards warning forecast for earthquakes or whatever you want. If you tell it to tie all these, I just tell it the APIs, tie all these APIs in, and you really don't want separate apps, APK files from Android apps in with it, but you could. I haven't run it through GitHub yet, and posted it. You guys can do that too if you want. I might later if I get to where I can mess with the computer, because messing with GitHub on the phone's not too professional. Anyway, it's hard because I can't simply because I can't scroll with my mouse and copy and paste the whole 5 million character code thing on the phone. So it's all my posts. I made a combined post, all of them. The link to the Gemini and the write up. I mean the Copilot write up and where I left off in the AI is right there. So you could tell it to generate a forecast or a regional specific forecast at this time, and it's linked up into everything, man. Okay, it back checks back and everything, so you can tell it specifically what are the main astrological factors behind this, because it'll show you, and then you can keep on asking, if this happens or what that happens. But you know, it's real time, so it corrects itself in real time, and it's back checked itself with historical data and historical earthquakes and things like that, and solar activity, and VLF is mainly what it is, and then ties in that SGI, was it SSGI stuff, the lunar 90-degree angles of the planets and moon and stuff for that earthquake forecast and stuff. It's got everything in it right now, except for the CERN. I didn't tell it to keep up with that shit yet, but anybody else can. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be the one that plugged that in there. BP Earthwatch or Wages World or fucking James Kaufman can do that. I'm not going to do it. Okay, and I have reasons why. Not that it didn't almost get typed in there. But everything fucking else is connected. The buoys, the solar data, everything. So that's about it. I'll leave it at that. And it's all in my post. You guys, pop that prompt into your, read what I've prompted it and what it spit out. You could feed that into any of your other AIs at any time and pull out a forecast or whatever. But that's as close as we're going to get to a full across the board everything forecasting. Geosentinel. I was just looking for a earthquake and volcano thing. It started saying it can do all this other shit. Started calling me commander. I was like, okay, well, whatever. But yeah, I don't know if I got any more chat here, but I'm gonna go. That's just my instructional video on how to use it. So you can take that Replit. It's in the Replit. If you want to buy into that Replit for $25 and make your custom dashboard, whatever, and change everything up, you can, or publish that one. I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's out there for free. I'm just here. I'm just a messenger. I'm only here for a short period of time. Peace out.